All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into a genuinely fascinating strategy based on some incredible insights from Sagar Bhatia. We are breaking down the 5 laziest ways to make money with Claude AI. Now hold on. When we say lazy, we definitely do not mean just sitting around doing nothing. What we're really talking about here is completely transforming your mindset. See, most people are just using Claude as a basic chat tool, asking for a few suggestions or doing some light research. But today we're going to look at how to actually build automated systems, save yourself a ton of time, and ultimately build a highly scalable service business. So, let's jump right in. Look, before we even touch on these methods, we absolutely have to bust a massive myth. Sagar Bhatia points out a brilliant foundational truth. Claude doesn't make money. You do. I hate to break it to you, but there is no magic one-click button that's going to suddenly fill your bank account. AI is an incredibly powerful tool for sure, but it still requires human execution, skill development, and a rock-solid strategy to actually generate income. Claude simply acts as a multiplier for your speed and productivity. At the end of the day, you are the one driving the results.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to hit the AI reality check, explore education and content services, dive into becoming an AI automation consultant, look at design and social management, and wrap it all up with the crucial mistakes you absolutely must avoid.
Okay, part 1, the AI reality check. Remember, Claude is just a tool and you are the business.
Moving right into part 2, education and content services. This is all about selling your knowledge in your words.
So the foundational step here is pretty simple. You can't sell a service using a tool you don't actually understand, right? Mastering Claude is your absolute first priority. Once you've got that down, method number 1 is all about selling your expertise. But, how do you even start if you don't have any industry connections? Well, it requires some real-world hustle. Don't go chasing massive corporate clients right out of the gate. Instead, start by hosting free local workshops in colleges or startup communities. Record those sessions, gather testimonials, build up some solid case studies, and post them all over LinkedIn. That naturally becomes the portfolio you use to confidently pitch high-ticket corporate HR teams.
Let's talk numbers, because the earning potential here is very real. You can realistically charge anywhere from 8 to 25,000 rupees for online sessions and scale all the way up to 55,000 for corporate training. And here is the absolute secret weapon for this. You don't build the content from scratch every single time. You create your core presentations and demos once and simply customize them for whatever specific audience you're pitching to. It's incredibly efficient.
Okay, method number 2. Content writing services. But wait, we aren't talking about being a stressed out, struggling freelancer here. This is about building a true content service business. Think about local businesses for a second. Restaurants, coaching institutes, real estate agents. They desperately need online content, but they usually can't afford full-time writers. By utilizing Claude projects, you can actually save a client's specific brand voice, their target audience, and their unique tone. It literally turns a grueling week of drafting into just a few hours of work. Claude becomes your ultimate productivity multiplier.
To actually scale this without burning out, you need to structure your services into tiered packages. For example, a basic package at 5,000 rupees gets them some reels, captions, and blogs. Step it up to 25,000 rupees, and suddenly you're handling their entire strategy, all their content, and the reporting. Targeting those budget-conscious local businesses with these really clear, predictable deliverables is absolutely the key to scaling this model.
Part 3, the AI automation consultant. This is what we call the laziest route.
55,000 rupees. Let that sink in for a second. That is the top-tier setup fee you can command for this specific service. And you might be wondering, why on earth is it so high? Well, because you are directly saving businesses massive amounts of time and money by entirely replacing their manual workflows. Let me explain exactly how this works.
Demystifying this method really just comes down to understanding a tool called Claude Cowork. It literally acts as a virtual employee. We're talking about a desktop app that doesn't just chat back and forth with you, it actively performs tasks on a computer. It handles files, processes documents, and executes repetitive tasks completely autonomously. You aren't a content creator in this scenario, you are an AI automation consultant building systems that work around the clock without ever drawing a salary. It's brilliant.
Okay, so who's actually buying this? Think about it. CA firms desperately need help with invoice processing. HR teams are completely drowning in resume screening. E-commerce businesses need constant inventory and product updates, and real estate agents need property listings and follow-up drafts. You simply identify their repetitive workflows, set up the automation system, and charge that premium setup fee. But wait, it gets even better. Once it's built, you can charge an 8 to 20,000 rupee monthly retainer just for ongoing support.
Moving to part 4, design and social management. Managing the front end of the business. So method 4 is all about visual content. Basically, every business needs thumbnails, pitch decks, and flyers, right? But so many of them struggle with traditional design tools or end up constantly hiring expensive freelancers. With Claude Design, your role totally shifts. You aren't sitting there drawing from scratch. You actually act as the director. Your core skill becomes understanding the client's brief, feeding Claude the absolute correct prompts and context, and then refining those AI outputs into highly polished pitch decks and infographics. And the payout is great. Here's the top-end potential earnings per visual project. You can charge up to 15,000 rupees for really solid pitch deck, or 8,000 for a batch of social posts. Because this specific feature is still relatively new, there is a massive early mover advantage here. Seriously, the sooner you learn to direct the AI visually, the less competition you are going to face in the market.
That leads us to method 5, becoming an AI social media manager. Think about the local clinics, gyms, and salons in your area. They absolutely have to be active online, but they totally lack the time and budget for a full-time marketing hire. By saving their highly specific audience data, their competitor research, and their brand tone right into Claude projects, you can automate their entire monthly content planning. This takes what used to be a full-time grinding job and turns it into a highly scalable part-time income stream for you. Just like the content writing, you break this down into really clear tiers, scaling all the way up to 20,000 rupees a month for premium strategy and reporting. Now, pay attention, because the crucial point is this. The secret sauce to this method isn't the AI itself. Not at all. The real secret is providing the correct business context to the AI so it generates highly specific, hyper-relevant content that the local business actually finds valuable. That is what they are paying you for.
Finally, part 5, crucial mistakes to avoid. This is how you protect your new service business.
Consider this section your ultimate safety net. The single biggest trap for beginners is treating AI as an unquestionable shortcut. Please, never ever send raw AI output directly to your clients. It's a recipe for disaster. You absolutely must review it, fact-check it, and make sure it perfectly matches the client's brand voice. Remember, Claude is an amazing draft generator, but you are the final quality control. Long-term success in this game belongs to those who combine AI speed with human quality.
And honestly, that trap leads right into the next huge mistake I see all the time, the scattered approach. Please don't try to master all 5 of these methods at the exact same time. You will just spread yourself entirely too thin and burn out. The smart strategy here is to pick exactly one path. Focus exclusively on it for 30 days straight, get your initial results, and only then look to scale it up or branch out.
All right, let's rapid fire through a few final pitfalls. First up, don't stick to the free plan forever. If you are serious about selling these services, invest in the pro tools. Honestly, just one client project covers the cost anyway. Second, never expect high-paying clients to just hand you money if you don't have a portfolio. Go do a few projects for free or at a steep discount just to get those early screenshots and testimonials. And third, like we just touched on, never sacrifice your quality just to deliver something a little bit faster. It's never worth it.
So you've seen the 5 methods: education, content, automation, design, and social media. The tools are sitting right there ready to go, but the execution, well, that's entirely on you. Which of these 5 methods are you going to start today? But more importantly, I want you to really ask yourself this. As AI continues to evolve at lightning speed, are you going to be the one constantly competing against the machines, or will you be the architect directing them? Pick your path, take action, and go build your future.